Hello everyone, Rotti here, and today I want to go through with you common dungeon mechanics markers that is being used in Final Fantasy XIV. This video is for Sprout players to help you understand how to navigate through mechanics using markers fighting against bosses in dungeons. I am making this as spoiler free as possible, so I will only be using dungeon videos to show you some examples. If you'd like to see more of these short videos weekly, do support me by hitting the like button and subscribe to my channel. Dungeon mechanics has evolved over the years in Final Fantasy XIV. The difficulty in running dungeons increases as the story progresses. If you are a Sprout player, you'll find that dungeon mechanics are usually accompanied by markers, and the game will introduce to you new markers as you progress through the story. Get used to all these markers because trials, raids, extreme bosses and endgame contents will have a lot of them. Let's start off with the easy one, orange floor marker. Regardless of the shape being cone, rectangular or circular, just move out of the zone to avoid getting hit. Blue floor markers, however, are attacks from your own allies. It is safe to stand inside blue floor markers. Next up, stack marker. When you see a marker of 4 arrows pointing inwards on you or your teammate, this is an indication to stack as a team. The damage is shared depending on the number of players in the marker. It is a good practice to always stack as a team even though you have calculated the risk of the party surviving the attack. Don't be the black mage that everybody hates. Target marker. You will see a lot of this in boss fights, especially in dungeons. This is a single player target marker, usually orange in color, and is unavoidable. Healers should be ready to heal up. You will also find many variations of these target markers. Green target marker, like this, is commonly known as the Earth Shaker. It does damage in a line. Make sure you stand away from the line of sight of a player with this marker. Purple marker is called the Thundercloud marker. Players will drop a Thundercloud at the end of the cast. Thundercloud will be present for a period of time and will deal AoE damage in the area. Next, let's talk about tethers. There are 4 types of tethers in dungeons. If you see a purple tether between the boss and another monster, it means the boss is probably invulnerable until the monster it is tethered to is being killed. If you see a tether between the boss and the player, this means the boss is targeting the player with an attack. This tether is usually orange in color and is unavoidable. Be prepared to heal up. There are some tethers that allows for interception. Usually, you'll want the tank to intercept this tether to absorb the damage. All you need to do is to walk on the tether to claim it. The last type of tether is between 2 players. Usually, we will call it a chain. When 2 players are chained to each other, just walk away in the opposite direction to break the chain. Failure to do so may result in taking damage over time. Next mechanic we will be talking about is gaze. Gaze is a mechanic introduced early in the game but popularly used in trial and raid bosses. Gaze is when you see a red eye opening up on you. If you look straight into the eye, you either get petrified, doomed, seduced, or receive status effect. When you see a gaze marker, all you need to do is to look away from the boss and you'll be fine. And then you have pillars. When you see pillars like this, it means go stand in the circle. Not standing in the circle may result in heavy AoE damage. Proximity marker. Basically, the further you are from the cast point, the lesser damage you take. Every time you see this marker, get as far as possible. A greenish rock looking marker at the top of your head means that the boss is about to drop a mechanic at the spot that you are standing on. Usually it is a proximity marker, while there are other times the boss will cast a spell that will be there for a period of time. Puddles. Anything that is weird on the floor is bad. We have seen fire puddles, water puddles, poison puddles. Just avoid it at all costs. Next up, we'll be talking about prison. Prison is a mechanic that stops the player from moving, attacking, or casting. There seem to be many variations of this. What you should do is to get help from your party members to free you from prison mechanics immediately to avoid taking further damage. If you see your fellow party members in need of help, help them. There are also times where bosses will not indicate any marker. This will require you to read the body language of bosses. The most common ones in dungeons is when the boss raises its hand, signifying an attack in a particular portion of the map. Rotation mechanics. Basically, the boss will cast a series of spells moving towards the direction of the rotation. It could be clockwise, it could also be anti-clockwise. It might be best to cast sprint and move accordingly. The last one I want to talk about is hiding behind the rock. Usually this is accompanied by a white AoE attack like Meteor. If you see random rocks appearing on the field, most likely you are required to go behind it to avoid the incoming damage. Once you have learned all of that, it's now time to head on to Bardam's Metal, one of the dungeons in Stormblood, and challenge Bardam. If you have learned something new today, do type it out in the comment section below. And if I've missed out any of the commonly used dungeon mechanic markers, also let me know. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you next time.